We're getting to the good stuff today. How do you create a social media presence that translates into dollar bills for your teacher author business? It's called conversion marketing. Let's dive in. So teacher authors, go ahead and reheat that cup of coffee because I'm your host, Cassandra Foster, and we're about to get schooled in socials. Welcome back to Schooled in Socials. We're continuing our conversation of social media marketing from the last episode where we chatted all about brand awareness marketing for teacher authors. If you haven't listened to that one yet, I highly recommend going back because there are some key terms and ideas that I lay out for you in that episode that will help you get the most out of this one. And if you've listened to episode 11, you're probably left with some questions like, what comes after brand awareness marketing? And that answer is conversion marketing, which we're going to be covering today. Now, before we get too far, let's just recap quickly about brand awareness marketing. This type of marketing focuses on building your community, having people know who you are and how you can help them. Once you have established strong brand awareness, evidenced by a growing following and strong non-follower reach, you can begin to shift your marketing to focus more on converting those community members to customers. That's the heart of conversion marketing. We shift from focusing so much on bringing people into our community and now really focus on nurturing them and offering them paid resources that can help them with their pain points. But I want to be clear, even though when you shift from more of a focus on brand awareness marketing to conversion marketing, you don't throw your whole previous strategy out the window. Instead, you shift it and build on it. That means we aren't going to abandon trying to bring in people into our community or abandon showing them the value we can provide them. Instead, we're just going to add in talking more about paid resources while we continue to build and nurture that know, like, and trust that is so important for a strong community and a strong marketing strategy. So, what kind of content should you be creating if you are ready to focus more on conversion? If you remember in episode 11, we talked about your content in terms of ratios, when in some marketing strategies, you should be making more of one type of content than another. Let's recap those types of content real quick before we move on. There's relatable content that shows the viewer that you understand them. There's educational content that focuses on bringing value to potential community members, as well as positions you as an expert in your educational niche. Then there is promotional content where you promote your resources or paid offers. With brand awareness, the majority of content you create focuses on relatable and educational content to help build your community. Again, you're not going to throw these out the window. Instead, we're just going to adjust our ratios here. So for conversion marketing, you tend to make less relatable content. Again, you're not going to stop it altogether, but instead you're going to ramp up and create more educational content and you're going to start adding in promotional content. So there is less of a focus on bringing people into your community and more focus on nurturing those that are already part of it. You help to solidify for your community members that you bring them value and you can help them by continuing to create a good amount of high quality educational content. But now, you also add in some promotional content, showcasing your resources and paid offers to give your community members help with their struggles and pain points. So, fewer relatable posts, amp up the educational posts, and start adding in some promotional posts. However, conversion marketing doesn't end with the type of content you create for your community. In fact, its success hinges on one very important thing: how you engage with your community. This means you need to be an active participant in your own community, doing things like responding thoughtfully to comments and DMs, sending a quick message response to those who answered a story poll, opening up a dialogue between yourself and your community so that they can learn more about you, you can learn more about them, and you can make true human connections. We may be running businesses, chasing that next dollar bill. But if we are going to be successful in doing that, we must create strong connections with our community. There's no doubt if you've been around for a hot minute, you know the importance of analyzing your social media data to help you reach your big business goals. But if the thought of diving into that data on your own has been holding you back from the content clarity that it can bring, I've got your back. With my quarterly data analysis service, I'm here to be your data bestie right alongside of you, diving into your analytics and outlining a content plan so that you can take effective action. This way, you get all the benefits of having your eyes on your data to help make goals for the new year without having to take a course or wade through the numbers by yourself. It's time to tap into the magic of your social media data, and you don't even have to add anything to your plate to do it. Just hop on the waitlist right now in the show notes. I know your future self will thank you. So, you've started to ramp up the educational content. You've got some stellar promotional posts that showcase how your resources can help your community. But how do you know it's working? One of the big things we want to see during this phase of marketing is strong engagement. We want to see your community members liking, commenting, saving, and sharing your content, because that shows us that what you are creating is meaningful and helpful to them. And we especially want to keep our eyes out for the same people engaging, because that shows us that that group of people are becoming more and more invested in what we have to offer, which is very important for the next step of getting them to actually move to purchasing a resource. From there, we want to look at metrics that show us our content is actually converting, right? Those people who are engaging, who are really liking our content, who are really finding value in it, who viewed, made connections with through your community, are actually leaving that platform, going to your store, and making a purchase. So in order to do that, we want to look at two pieces of data. The first one that I tend to look at are link taps or link clicks. How many people have clicked on your link in bio if you're using Instagram, or how many people have clicked on that link in your Facebook post that you shared? That shows us if your community members are starting to navigate to our paid offers and off of those social media platforms. This is step one of conversion. The next thing I like to look at is click-throughs if you're selling on TPT, because this shows us how many people actually left our link in bio and got to our store. So they have officially left our social media platform and they are now looking at our resources. And finally, the number of sales, right? We need to know how much money we've actually made coming from those social media sources. So these three metrics can tell you if you're making progress when it comes to conversion marketing. And there you have it, the breakdown of conversion marketing for teacher authors. Once you've gained brand awareness, you shift the ratio of types of content you're creating to more educational and promotional to help nurture your audience and drive traffic to your store. Then you take a look at engagement rates, link taps, click-throughs, and sales to see your progression. Sounds easy peasy, right? But what I don't want happen is you getting discouraged if you tweak your strategy and your sales don't immediately take off. Remember, when we implement social media strategies, we have to think long game. It can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months for a strategy to truly take hold and show us the results, especially when it comes to conversion marketing. It can be a lot easier to pull people into our community than it is to convince them to actually buy from us. So you have to keep up the nurturing, you have to keep up the engagement, you have to really keep up that value for them. So keep going. You've got this. So now that you've learned about the two biggest types of marketing on social media, I want you to review this info and decide which phase of marketing sounds best for your business at this very moment. And then I want you to head over to Instagram and send me a DM with your thoughts. I would love to hear them and be your thought partner on this journey. All right, cold coffee friends, thanks so much for listening. If you're loving getting schooled in socials, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Also, I would love it if you left a review so that other teacher authors like you can start getting schooled in socials too. All right, I'll see you in the next episode.